Welcome to Comic Industry Insiders Live, our weekly opportunity we get together and do what we do without the camera, which is just, talk about the comics industry and talk about the things that changed and week to week, how our, ever dynamic lava lamp of the comics industry is unfolding itself in real time. My name is Adam Freeman, and I every week rely on a Canadian to balance out my purely American, over the top sort of aesthetic. And that gentleman right now is coming to the stage, Mr. Brian Garside.
You've made mistakes in your life if I'm your balancing. Oh my gosh. I am not well known for my even keel. Most people describe me as having the emotional depth of a Muppet.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that on an American, sort of scale, a spectrum, if you will,
I see.
If I'm like peak American, obviously, then you are like, I don't know, like you're from a Midwest city, big city in the Midwest, like Omaha, Nebraska, not like, like small town Nebraska.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it. I'll allow it. Love it. How's your week been? How are your nerves, Adam?
Completely shot. Thoroughly and completely shot. Just I can tell you, I was just saying in there, or before we hit the go button, that we're waiting on numbers this week. We were waiting to hear about how Comics the Magazine came in on the FOC final order cutoff, and and then we did. We'll be talking about some of that as we get into it. But man, I have been a bundle of nerves, just a ball, like if you ever take the skin off of a baseball and it goes boy, or a golf ball, I guess, whatever ball it is, it just feels that's been me.
I think what a lot of people don't realize is like there's two disastrous scenarios when you're doing any successful venture. One of them is, the obvious one, that it isn't successful.
Yeah, that I totally know how to deal with.
And the other one on the other end of the spectrum is that it's too successful.
Yeah.
And then there's like a happy medium you kind of hope for. Like just let it be just enough. Because if it's too successful, you've got a whole different set of problems. And most of them, like ones, honestly, most of us have never dealt with.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I've dealt with the failure. That part I totally know how to handle that. Yeah.
I'm totally good. Yeah.
No,
it's an exciting time. So I can't wait to hear the official numbers because I haven't actually.
Well, there you go. Well, this is our pre-show banter. It's not just you and I talking about this. So let's bring in some new faces, some people that we do it. Here's my my partner. He's definitely way above me on this org chart, Mr. Joe Keating, who has also had the same sort of nervous week, I'm assuming. Although, Joe, you're just cool about it, man. Every time I talk to you, like, it's time to go. Let's go.
It's time to go. What else are you going to do?
What else there to do is to pace around and, yell at my kids. I don't know. What else is there to do? I find things to do.
Another round in the fight, man, So
that's right. Exactly. Yeah. We're going to run out of pre-show banter time. We have some new faces. I don't want to miss them out. So, by the way, somebody else could not do this without somebody who is absolutely keeping the Comics the Magazine train on schedule. Miss Megan Marston. Welcome to the show, Megan.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. You say how's it going? Like we don't talk 6 times.
I'm just how are you feeling in this moment?
In this moment, I'm in that show zone where I don't really have any conscious thought. It's just whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. Really. You're a French bulldog.
It's all pure amygdala from here. This is nothing. There's no real critical thought going on.
And then immediately after it, there's just a brain shutdown where the brain just says, I'd rather not for a little bit.
Very true.
Let me just take a breather. Yeah.
Please do not ever rely on me to do anything right after the show.
Right? Yeah.
We do have deep in the show. We're going to be talking to a bunch of folks about the future is video, about the internet and how it has shifted. And we have 2 amazing guests who do that. And actually, one of them is going to be doing triple duty this week. And he is one of my favorite retailers from the West Coast. So it's 3 hours earlier there, which is still morning. Whatever. Shut up, Adam. All right. Eitan Manoff, how are you, buddy?
Hello. I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it was so nice to see you. You know what? I meant to say to you the last time I saw you, and it was a crowd, and your dad was there. And I think he was your dad. You didn't introduce me, but there was a gentleman that I'm like, why does this guy look so familiar? I look just like Eitan is aged up. So either you like are looping and coming back to your own events, or that was your dad, right?
It could be either way, but also I do bring my dad places, and yeah, he does look like a me with a mustache, and straight hair.
Yeah, I get you. Well, it was nice to see you. And it's nice to see you here. I cannot wait to talk about your big event this week. Let's leave that for later in the show, because I did want to bring one of my other good friends, somebody who works on the creative side and working on a really fantastic, exciting project. I don't know if we've ever had him on the show, but he does a lot of this video stuff. Mr. DJ Kaufman.
Hello.
Hey, DJ.
How are you guys?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Excellent.
Yeah. Excellent. I would tell you guys, we talk about doing video content. DJ, before he had his current gig, was already an inspiration for me because he did so much on TikTok and Instagram, and he was doing content for creators in a way that I didn't see anybody else really doing it in sort of organized and specific way. And then, I mean, I saw who his influences were, once you know somebody, what they kind of do. And I knew exactly who he was, kind of influenced by. And that, the fact that he still went to go work for Gary Vaynerchuk later just did not surprise me at all.
That's how the universe works. So, it's pretty wild.
Let's dig into that story a bit more later on. But how's your week? How's your week been? Has it been as nerve-wracking as ours?
Yes, it's been a little nerve-wracking, but good in a good way. It's fun. We just dropped our issue 10 at VFriends Comics, and we're prepping issue 11, which is written by Jim Rugg. It's the first time that Jim's ever written for another artist to draw, and he was very nervous. So, we're running the whole comics line here at VFriends, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but so cool to work with so many talented people. And shout out to Prana too, because you helped kickstart us and get us going with pointing us in the right direction on all this crazy stuff that we're doing. So
we are happy to help in any way we can. And I will say that, Joe, you can agree with me. The minute we heard that Jim was on your project, we thought, this can't help us succeed.
Yeah, no, you guys got such a killer team. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I've known Jim for 31 years. We figured out the math when he was still in high school. I still knew him, and I'm a little bit older than he is. And Gary said to bring in people that were like family, and to me, Jim was like the number one guy that I knew. So
I'm gonna try and bring something up here while we're talking. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Can I do this? I've never actually successfully done this part right here. Oh yeah. Do you mind, Joe? You don't mind if I show this part? You see it in the
I don't know what you're doing.
Backstage. Dude. All right, whatever. I'm just going to do it. So Jim did for Comics the Magazine #1. He did a history of the history of comics magazines and zines, and that gave us the opportunity to have. Rico created this incredible infographic of all the comics magazines, how they have influenced comics over the years. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Wild.
I was looking at that this morning, and I was just like, my favorite one is in there. It's Comics Scene. I love that.
Oh,
magazine.
Yeah. Dude, we just did an interview with Hank Canals, who is now at Clover Press. But did a whole run at DC and Wildstorm and was a big part of all of that. He talked about how he met Rob Liefeld and they became really good friends through the zine culture, right? They actually got to know each other through zines, and that's how that they both kind of got their careers, and how Youngblood actually got written and made was through that zine culture. Incredible.
I can't wait for that to drop. That's gonna be such a good conversation.
Look, DJ's already bringing friends in. We've got is it Canon? We got we have VFriends Comics. Whoever's on that side, thanks guys for joining us. Absolutely wonderful. Anyway, and thank you, Blame Hoffman. I'm really looking forward to everybody seeing. Is that our boy over there? Is that who that is, Brian? Do you see who that? I don't know. Blaine
Is it
Blaine
Jeff?
Hoffman? I think it might be Jeff Figley. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's his Reddit handle too.
Oh, perfect. Well, I should have known. All right. Well, we have about 4 minutes. Anybody else have anything else that happened that we are not covering in the rundown this week? Because I've been chided for us not talking about comics in this first section. And, I just, I want to hang out for a little bit before and kind of get my pipes warmed up. But, whatever.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week so far. Like last week was a massive Absolute week. It was just like they dumped all the Absolute stuff. And then this week, Absolute Batman Volume 2 drops. And I was kind of shocked at how many pre-orders we had. I thought I was having a ton for the shelf, and it's like, oh, you have 5 left over for the shelf. Oh, that's not enough. Nearly enough. Awesome.
Yeah, we're looking at the sales. We're gonna be looking at the sales charts later in the show, and DC had the top 3. All of the top 3 titles for this week were last week were Absolute. Right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
That's incredible.
We're going to record a video later and see how many copies of Absolute Batman Volume 2 I can hold at once. I bet you I can hold like 80 copies of that book. That's my guess.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
And if I drop them, they're going to be discounted, and that'll make.
Oh, you don't want that? Is this going to be like one of those? If you guess how many jelly beans are in the jar, you get something. Is that like that how it works?
Yeah, that's got to be part of it. Yeah, I'm gonna hold a lot.
You won't be able to hold 80 copies because they'll be sold before you have them up in your hands. It's ridiculous.
Good point.
Yeah, Gabe had the most interesting antidote with that with Christmas. He got it sent, given him by 3 different people who are not in comics. Gave him a copy because they heard he liked comics. And so all 3 people gave him a copy of Volume 1 of Absolute Batman. That's how much that thing is penetrating the general public consciousness.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
most straight-laced person I know at Thanksgiving was like, have you heard about what this Absolute Batman book is? It's really good.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm pretty sure I did like the Wile E. Coyote eyes. Like, you know what Absolute Batman is?
That rules.
Oh, sweet friend.
You guys should consider Absolute Batman for the cover of the first issue of your magazine. Have you thought about that at all?
No, the
Maybe a
politics
license
of that. It's all about who you know. That's
And
so
we
good.
know Batman.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I think Rico earlier this morning on our thread made a joke about, price it at $2.99, put Batman on the cover. Who knew?
Yeah,
Who knew?
That's right.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, God. All right. Eitan, are you cleaned up yet?
Well, not just yet. You might actually hear some construction sounds in the background if I'm on here long enough. We got some drills going. We got some saws going.
I got you.
So we're getting there.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. All right. I'm looking forward to getting the details of that particular story. I don't know, guys. Something just tweaked in my back. This is old man shit going on
that's
right now
not
over
good.
here. I'm
That's
going to go
not
through this whole show like this. It's wonderful.
Stretch it out, Adam. Stretch it out.
Babe, get my pillow. All right. All right, cool. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this little pre-show banter. We'll probably knock you all out of here in just a moment and get to the rest of the show because we have a doozy. This is a big one. So please, everybody, if you're here, as you're coming in, and if you just came in to see DJ, which seems to be a few of you, thanks for sticking around. All right, let's light this candle. That's for you, Blake. Hi, my name is Adam Freeman. This is Comic Industry Insiders, a weekly podcast live show thingy where we talk about the comic book industry and what's happening in it. This week, we are something that's happening in it, so we're looking forward to getting into that. My company, Prana Direct Market Solutions, the name is based on a yoga pose, which I could use right now because my back is tweaked. But a man who I'm sure has a really great back from all that show snuffling is going to join me here on the screen, Mr. Brian Garside. Are you there? Is anybody going to push that button? Did I have Brian? There he is.
I'm legally not allowed to push buttons anymore, Adam.
No, well, I had to do it. I don't know where Blake went. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Yeah, there's been a lot of snow. It's I'm sick of snow. I've been sick of snow though since November, so we don't need to talk about that anymore.
This year I'm getting your snow as well. This is wonderful.
Yeah, I think you are. Yeah, everybody.
Somebody asked me, how are you doing? And I said, well, I have walls of ice on next to every sidewalk and driveway. It's gross. I don't like it.
About right. Sounds about right. It makes you miss your apartment, doesn't it?
Oh, with the staff that would do the shoveling and salting. Oh my gosh.
Awesome. God,
If you are like Jamie Colville and you have eagle-eyed seen that we have a little giveaway happening this week, we are giving away. Oh gosh, I'm going to take the little post-it note off of here because that's going to be a reveal for later. This Comics the Magazine #0. This is a magazine we've been working on for several months. Comes out on March 4th, the 4th, issue 1. We gave this one away at New York Comic Con in Baltimore. And we got a few left that we're going to be giving out. You could have one of them and this stack of Comic Industry Insiders, our podcast. We did trading cards for each person not each person, but for some of our favorites who have been on the show. And you'll notice that there is no Brian Garside in here, but there are some pretty heavy hitters. So it's fun.
Yeah, it's an outrage. My fan is just angry right now. Just
your fan
raging. Yeah. Hope you don't meet my fan in a dark alley.
Well, I will keep an eye open.
They live in Canada, so you probably won't meet them anyway.
For a very polite person in a dark alley.
Right. Sorry, Adam. But, hey, bud, I think you may have kind of screwed up there, eh?
Brian, don't get ahead. Brian Fudge, do not get ahead. By the way, did you fix your QR code? Because I wasn't kidding. I will send it to a Rickroll. I'll do it. I had to check all the ads for QR codes to make sure that they went through. And somebody had a problem. I'm not saying who. Brian Fudge.
Oh, Brian Fudge.
Sorry. All right. We have a show, right?
Yeah, we do.
What are we talking about this week?
That's a great question. I haven't actually even looked at the slide deck, so it's going to be as much of a surprise for you as it is for me.
Oh, it's going to be a good time, my friend. It's going to be a good time. This week, we're talking about the fact, something that you and I really discovered, which is this is going to be some old man talking about stuff that happened 10 years ago kind of thing, but it truly requires reiterating for those of us who have not gotten on or took too long to get on. The internet is now video. There is no internet that isn't video at this point. From a marketing standpoint, from an advertising and sales standpoint, if you're not creating some sort of video content, you're just not playing the same game as everybody who you're competing against. It's so we're going to be talking to that. We have a couple of really incredible guests to help us decide how to navigate how that works. I'm not seeing I don't have the little arrows anymore. Somebody else has to do it.
That's right. Yeah.
So used to having the control. That's okay. What are we doing?
Yes, so we got some headlines.
Yeah.
We got our market share report. We've got our big surprise, which I believe is in the headlines.
I believe we snuck into the headlines. Surprise. Big shoe. Big shocking. It was a surprise apparently to me and not anyone else, but whatever. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we were all just like, yeah, of course. And then we'll hit our feature, which is the internet is now video. And finally, we will do a final cut for Josh Mallerman.
Josh Mallerman is going to be on the show. I'm really looking forward to you guys hearing about this book because our friends at SourcePoint Press have put together a doozy. And it's going to be coming up on FOC, Final Order Cutoff, which is what we're also going to be talking about a little bit. All right.
Excellent.
Get into it, shall we?
Well, before we start, I just want to talk to you about the next big thing in comics. It's comicpreviews.com. And next week, I believe you and I are going to record a little thing that will air the following week, which is going to really feature this. So I've got basically a week to get everything up and running. Should be fine. I can't imagine there being any problems. Everything's going to be great.
You know, the thing
So,
that
yeah.
they say about building technological things, anytime there's tech or code involved, it's always just easy. It's a straight line. It's just all paint by numbers, right? You just do it and then it's done.
You just
right?
use AI. You just go into
Use
AI
AI.
and just say, build me a website, and it just does it. Yeah.
I don't know
It's
why
super
you're having
easy.
such trouble with that. That's whatever.
No clue. I don't know why it feels most times like the publishers and distributors are entirely trying to sabotage me, but you know, it's fine. It'll be fine.
I mean, you know, it's entirely possible that there should be a service that would you know make sure that all that data was right on its way in, like some sort of like a Bowker for comics.
If you could see the text chains between Django and I, where we both pull out the last of our tiny little hairs, I think it would kind of amaze some people.
Yeah. I'm also just hoping that somebody at some point is going to put together like a bingo card for our shows where Bowker for comics gets to be like a, you know, like one of the blocks, because I feel like I'm going to just keep saying that until one of you figures out how to provide it.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's dive right into, and you got to see this next slide. Look at that.
Let's go. Hard hitting headlines.
Can
Yes.
I tell you how much this pains me that little Honda Fit is taking that much damage? Because I used to have oh man, that was the best car. Love it. That's so painful.
I know.
It hurts so bad.
The impact. It's you know why? Blake knows impact. He brings that.
He does.
Every time.
Well, speaking of impact, how do you want to do?
Oh God damn it! This is not how this was supposed to go.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, Blake!
Blake, go back to
the.
Go back.
Oh.
Oh no, he's panicking. He's going the wrong way.
No. Tell you what, let's bring
Blake, go back to the car.
We have a special guest that I want to bring. Is your camera on? Is your camera on? Because we have ruined the kayfabe completely if you're here. Let's add somebody to the stage. This is our head of sales, who, by the way,
cameraman, zoom in on the head of sales.
If we can, yeah, just pull that up here, because this is a person who committed us to a number that I wasn't certain we could hit, and I was a little bit irritated. If you, I don't know if you could see it. Oh no, he's not connecting. Where did he go?
He just disappeared.
This is so good.
This is bad content, Adam. Bad content.
Really bad.
So the internet is now video, and we're going to show you how not to do it.
The internet is badly produced video. Oh, there he is, our head of sales. Bring it. Let's see that.
Have you guys read this Michael Sweater cartoon? Because it's really, really good.
As I remember, excuse me, Gabe, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes. As I remember, we had a conversation last week where you said if we got 100,000 units, you would shave your beard off. Is that correct?
He actually said that you would shave your beard off, Adam.
Well, he did. He did commit me to that.
Shamed him.
He really likes to commit me to stuff. He really enjoys doing that.
Yeah, like committing you to 100,000 copies of a magazine, right? That couldn't possibly ever happen, because the Adam Freeman, the most positive man in the world, thought, oh, well, he shouldn't have said that out loud. Here.
Oh my God! Look at you! Look at you! You're beautiful, Gabe. You're a majestic
beauty.
Gosh,
oh my goodness!
That is an angry man, though. That is an angry, beardless man.
That is so wonderful. I'm literally have tears in my eyes. This is so wonderful. Oh,
God bless you, Gabe.
All right, now you can bring up the slide. Let's go.
I have not shaved since October of 2013. No one in comics has ever seen my face.
Is it not surprising?
No, well, here, she just did.
Is it not surprisingly cold?
No, so cold. It's so cold. No one in comics has ever seen my face.
Jamie, do you mind? We would love to see you, Jamie, if you want to come to the screen and tell us how you feel about this. Because
my wife has never seen my face before.
Oh, hi! It's so good to see you. Oh my God.
I'm gonna put my hair down. Yeah, it's okay. I was at work and he just like sent me a picture and was like, I don't have a beard anymore. And I was like, well, you know, I think he looks young. Doesn't he look
He
young?
does. He looks like 20 years younger. Gabe, but you might get carded at the at the bar.
Look at him.
Yeah, my wife. I can't wait till Stella gets home. This is going to be a real mess.
Yeah.
When I shaved my beard like
Joe, are you still in?
15 years ago, my then 3-year-old daughter said, "Can you shave it back on?" I was like, "Oh, that's not the way it works."
I wish I could shave it back on. Oh God!
I'll tell you, my kids always struggle when I shave it off. It's so I stopped shaving it off.
Yeah.
Joe,
Hey,
congratulations, buddy.
This is all really great conversation, and you know, but not germane to anything that's really important today.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, this morning at 9:15 or whatever time it was when you sent the message through with the numbers, I like to believe that I've been in comics for about 11 years now, and really, if you take the event stuff out, it's probably more like 7. But like, this is a you forget when you go away from it for a little while what kind of family this is. And I know that sounds cliche and very Michael Scott and very pie in the sky and a little bit gross, if I'm being honest. But the way that the direct market has supported us in this is overwhelming. Yeah. And that's I am not whelmed, I am overwhelmed. There's really not another word for it. It's you know, if you build it, they will come, and all of those stupid cliches are absolutely true. And this is such a day, man. Beard or no beard. This is before today, the best day of my professional life was being able to co-promote a professional wrestling pay-per-view with C2E2 in 2020, right before the pandemic hit. This takes that cake by a very large margin. The 100,000, that 100,000 number. Look, we are here to celebrate comics. We don't need to be in the conversation necessarily. We need to be the conversation. But March 2026, you bet your ass Comics the Magazine is going to be in the top 10 in terms of sales in all of comics. And that's not a small thing, guys. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I could talk about this all day, but I tell you, this team is so dedicated to making comics better that it's just an honor to be in your presence. It really is.
Same for me, buddy. Same for me. How you doing, Joe? How's your morning?
I mean, praise God, man. It's been a wild one. I mean, look, is this great news for the magazine? Like, yeah, this is awesome. But like, to kind of part of what Gabe said, and I know this is not unique to me, it's a shared vision, but like, I just wanted a better conversation for comics. I want to celebrate the art form. I want to celebrate the industry. I want to celebrate the people who make it and like be unapologetic about it. Not like, comics are kind of weird or comics will break your heart or whatever. No, it's comics. And it's the art form that's driving culture for the 21st century. It's like, why not just put it out there as this ongoing celebration of it? You know, and start off with one of the most banger books of the 21st century, you know, with Absolute Batman. So it's an honor to be part of it. I agree with Gabe. I've had a lot of really cool opportunities in my life, in my career, to be a part of it. But to be part of this specifically, again, it's more than just the magazine. It's a conversation around the magazine. Yeah. And the kind of conversations we're having in there. Like the first issue is 48 pages and it's all comics. The closest we get is Ronda Rousey from the UFC or from MMA is in there with the UFC. I'm a big UFC fan. Comics. She loves comics. It's a page of her talking how much she loves comics. That's it. Exactly. You know, the Absolute Batman piece is not just, hey, where'd you get your ideas for Absolute Batman? But then they get into it. We get into like the lettering and the color. Like there's a bit with Frank Martin, the colorist, that is so freaking cool. It gives me goosebumps. I don't want to show it on the show. Adam, do not pull it up. But seriously, it is so cool. I've never seen it before. You know, so that's man. I'm fired up. You know, and I've had books, and it's just like, look, here's a message. I've had books fail. Books I would have like so proud of, and I put all of my blood, sweat, and tears in, and it did not work out. And it means so much to me that the thing that is working out the best of anything I've ever been a part of is just about the love of comics, unapologetically. So it's a good day.
It's a good day.
It's a good day for the magazines. It's a good day for comics.
I got to say too, the next step of this is, okay, we got the numbers, and now, you got to show that the thing is good. And because I'm on the Discord and got to read it last night, holy crap, it's good. Like, I was so stoked. It was so fun to actually get to read something that, yeah. So yeah, I think everybody's going to be in for a real.
In the pre-show, you brought up that timeline. Here's what meant so much to me. My wife has no interest in comics whatsoever. She thinks it's cool I do it. She has no interest in comics whatsoever. She saw that page and said the same thing Adam said, which is like, we need to get a print of that.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that this passion for comic book magazines is hitting someone with no frame of reference for this, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that would make a sweet poster. I want one. Yeah, for sure.
Merch, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, this is so exciting. I'm so happy and proud for all you guys. Like,
anybody that's listening, I am soliciting ads for issue number 2. Gabe at pronadame.com. Let's talk.
If number 2 hits 100,000, Gabe will shave his head. Okay.
If number 2 hits 100,000, I'll shave my head. Okay, guys, I'm volunteering. I'll shave my head.
I am done. I'm told sacrificing parts of my body. You've gotten all of me you're going to get.
Now, if number 3 hits 100,000, we'll actually take Gabe's still beating heart out of his chest.
It's a third fake anyway. It's totally fine.
I really want a print of Gabe's just unshaven face. That's really what I'm looking for right now. An 8x10 glossy. Can I get that signed?
How many minutes in are we?
Oh yeah, you can drop the F.
Let's go.
But like Gabe says, now it's a marathon, right? This was the sprint, and now you guys have got a marathon. But you have such a good team that I'm so confident you can do it.
I'm so in. It's like every time, like, again, working this mag, time about the Discord, every time Rico Renzi, the art director on this, who's designing all this, every time he just sent a thing for the bundle, like a little flyer that's going to go in the bundle for retailers, and it rules.
Yeah.
It's a flyer for the bundle, So I don't know.
By the way, I want to shout out who's in the comic shop assistant. This guy right here, who is, by the way, are we shaving your back? I don't know. Thank you. But man named Django Boren is an often co-host, often crew on this show. It was his idea, that little flyer. And it was, I think, one of those things that's going to take over, because it's actually cheaper to do that flyer than it is the sticker that everybody else uses.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get an opportunity. And so, that joke that's on the flyer that most of you won't see until you get the bundles. That came straight from Django. So good job, buddy.
You usually save this for the end of the show, Adam, but I'm going to say it now because I'm not going to be here with you at the end of the show. If you, and you're going to do the rest later, but if you own a comic shop and last night you were sitting in front of your computer and you came across our item code and you went, wait, what's this? This is one. There's one here. There's 2 down. And these bundles. Okay. And you put in 10 and then you finished ordering and then you scrolled back up and you went, you know what? Let's do 15 instead or whatever. Thank you. Like, I really don't know what else to say except thank you, because like, look, my only other experience with selling comic books in this way was not this good. And if you know, you know. but this it's so is life affirming too big? I don't think it is. This is a day, man. So if I wasn't in love with you comic shop owners enough after 10 or 11 years of experiencing the kind of passion that you put into every single day, well, guess what? You're stuck with my big fat ass now.
Bald.
Can I have one more thing?
Unshaven.
Getting emotional. Here's one more thing. So my column, right, in the first issue, has a guy, brand new artist. You guys are gonna get him seen by 100,000 people.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You guys are doing that. If you own a comic store and you did what Gabe said, even if you just ordered one copy, you're getting this dude's scene. And it's like, that's what I want. That's to me, my mission is why I'm wearing like my campfire shirt is I want to leave the campsite better than I found it. That's the mission for me in this magazine. All said and done, whenever this is over, whatever we can do, whatever small part we can play to help make that better. I don't know. So anyway, thank you. 100%. This has been awesome.
Thank you. I agree, Jeremy. Yes, Jeremy says, please offer bundles in all your issues. I will tell you, as the publisher, as the person whose job it is to do the P&Ls, and this is a business-focused podcast, so I don't feel bad saying this kind of thing out there. It really will be dependent on advertisers. I think part of the reason why, well, the only reason why we're able to give those bundles and have them so low on the per unit cost is because this whole thing is supported by advertising. Personally, I think every comic should have advertising. I think we should all be in the advertising sales business. And I think that would allow us to lower costs for the retailers, allow us to get more people reading the books and have this be a cheap, easy entertainment. I think that is the key, is that we need to get better at selling advertising. But that's my own soapbox. I will step down off of it and say thank you to everybody who ordered the bundles.
I 1,000% agree too. Like, you see all these people on Reddit that are like, comics should be cheaper. Comics were cheaper when we had ads. We don't have ads anymore. And so, yeah, you got to pay for the full freight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome.
Changing the business.
You know what? I think we're having a conversation in the back. I'm going to say yes. Why don't you two stick around? We're going to let send everybody off and say one more thank you before it's over. And anybody else who is watching this on the Prana team, you have the link. I would love to have you on the screen when we say goodnight. All right. I didn't mean to click that. Thank you, Tommy. Let's go. Let's move on. So the Will Eisner Library, we're doing news now. I'm sorry.
This is huge.
Such a weird shift.
Yeah.
The Will Eisner Library is for sale.
It's like all of Will Eisner's properties are the estate is making them available. So we could see, the Spirit change hands. And
this is, I mean, all of the graphic novels, all the children's books, all the instruction books on creating comics. The rights to the character, the Spirit, the one that's been in the movies, the Spirit, the unpublished Spirit story, that is still yet to come out. So why is this happening? Eisner's widow passed away in 2020, and the estate has been managed by relatives ever since. The current holders, now in their 70s, are looking to find a buyer who can actively steward and promote the work, including the Spirit. It's a new media, and bring it back to its former glory. They're not talking prices. This is going to be a big sale when it happens. It should be anyway. This is incredible. Will Eisner, interesting fact, was the person who coined the term graphic novel because he knew we had a marketing problem.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, Tommy, maybe this is a job for Fantagraphics. Personally, I think this is going to go bigger than them. Yeah. I think the world of those guys, but I think this is going to be some deep pockets.
I think you need a fairly large media company to own this thing because it will get the most possible visibility.
Correct.
I think that the most interesting stuff is the art book stuff, because that's how I got into drawing sequential. Was I bought, it was one of the very first sequential art books that Will Eisner put out, and I still have it somewhere in this house. It's the super interesting stuff to me.
Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating to see where this ends up, and I don't know. We're gonna be excited to see it. I'm a big fan. I'm looking forward to this. Awesome. I don't get to push buttons anymore, so I can't go to the next story.
I hear you.
So I get to just hit filler. There we go. Our buddy Bill Janus.
Yeah,
man. Bill Janus acquires the Bud Plant comic art. Bud Plant art books. I don't remember. What's the name of the company? Do we have that? I know I've got it in my notes somewhere. Bud Plant is a mail order company. It has been around since I want to say the 70s.
It's old, yeah.
Yeah, he has been doing this as a mail order company that is mostly catalogs They do some internet sales. I'm not getting distracted by Jamie correcting me. We actually got really close to this, and we're even talking to Bill about possibly having Prana do some work with them. So I got a little bit of chance to see behind the scenes. What he's doing here is going to be phenomenal. And Bill is the guy to do this. He's been at this since the 70s. He started off, he and his brother doing comics, and then they couldn't figure out how to get stuff distributed, so they started their own distributor. That distributor, I think, I'm doing this from memory, I believe that distributor was purchased by Diamond, and they kind of got Bill in the deal. Bill becomes the head of purchasing at Diamond for decades. And legitimately, there was a upper management team that stuck around forever. And Bill was, I think, one of the longest lasting of that crew. He was, and in some ways, you talk to some people, they have some real opinions about Bill, having worked with Bill. He's a firm guy, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But dude, he is so savvy and so smart and always hustling. His network is so vast. He is the perfect person for this deal. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing this. I personally think we have a very bright future for physical catalogs as well. And I think that the Bud Plant catalog could become like that collector's item that we get every year to keep track of what's available.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this sale. So
Bill was the president and publisher of Pacific Comics.
Yep.
So if you enjoyed The Rocketeer, you can thank Bill for that. If you enjoyed Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers from Jack Kirby, Silver Star, and then in '85 he joined Diamond, and he was with them, I think, pretty much until the end.
Well, and then because he wasn't interesting enough, right after he retired, he made it his goal to visit every country in the world.
Oh, that's fun.
So his Facebook is a travel log of the entire globe. He's incredible. Yeah.
Sorry, he left Diamond in 2013. So
that sounds right. Yeah. There you go. Well, there you go. Bill, good luck. Looking forward to seeing what you do at the place. It's gonna be fun to watch. This one, who saw this coming? Did anybody have this on their checklist? We've got Dynamite and Coffin Comics, two of the most interesting business models in our industry. Joe and I specifically are often talking about how Coffin really is this incredible business. I don't know. It's such an incredible business that he has built there, where it is so direct to consumer. It is so engaged with his end user, his audience, like what they've done with Evil Ernie and Lady Death and that entire universe on crowdfunding. It's just been so remarkable. And then he got so big, he didn't have to use the crowdfunding sites anymore. He could take it direct.
That's amazing.
I know. I love Coffin Comics. If you are out there, we'd love to talk to you at some point, both here on the podcast and here on the live show. I mean, Brian Polito is just one of the smartest guys in the room.
I would love to talk to Brian Polito about why My Lady Death airbrushed illustration did not get accepted in the 1993 contest, which I still have next to me. Next time I'll bring it out and maybe we can talk to him about that.
You know what? There are some stories that we talk about so often that at some point you just kind of have to put them, you have to put them away. I think there's a reason. We kind of wore this one out, didn't we?
Maybe I was supposed to do this. I guess. All right, fine. Yeah, no, I still have my psycho smiley pin that I remember buying in like 93, 95 kind of thing. Like, yeah, I was such a huge Evil Ernie fan back in the day. It's surprising that that's never been like a movie, right? Like,
I think there was an independent movie that was done, but it was interesting. Yeah, it was an indie film, but it was very indie film. Let's put it.
So I'm sorry, I missed this story. So what's the Dynamite angle?
So Dynamite is going to be reprinting a lot of the early Coffin books. So the Evil Ernie's, the Lady Deaths, that line. So yeah, I should have reiterated that story.
Yeah,
I normally do that up top.
That was it Stephen Hughes? Was that the illustrator?
Yes,
he passed away.
Yeah.
Quite a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Beautiful,
Awesome.
beautiful work.
Oh,
yes, and I know that both Dynamite and Coffin, like they took a beating during the Diamond bankruptcy, and so it's good to see them starting to do these partnerships again. You know. Also,
sure.
if you follow Nikki's if you follow his Instagram and see who he's having dinner with, apparently that's a big reveal as to who what he's going to be doing next. So just keep following what Nikki eats. There you go. Awesome. We're am I wrong? I know that there's some conversation about it. Are we getting any? I love seeing the chat, but like we're not seeing any of the normal weird. It's weird that we're not seing any views. It's so weird, and none of them registering. But I see you in the chat, so I assume that we're there.
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't even know.
Mr. Kyle, what's going
on? Something is hinky with StreamYard. I have a way to fix it, but it could be catastrophic.
Could be catastrophic.
Okay.
All right.
Could be catastrophic.
All right.
Do you want me to take a shot?
I don't know. Is it still going on YouTube?
Yeah, we're live everywhere but the Prana Facebook page.
That's fine. Let's leave it. It's
okay. Let's not risk it.
Yeah.
We can
thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Our friends Oni, by the way, this was a story that just hit during press time. Oni Press, who was doing an incredible job of with their EC line. They just are bringing Matt Kint's line back. They're doing amazing work right now. They just announced that they are going to be moving their distribution from Lunar to PRH. They're going to the Penguin. Which is remarkable.
I wonder how much of Simon & Schuster kind of plays into this, because so their book channel was Simon & Schuster, and then their direct market was Lunar. I wonder, having things in one place, does that improve your overall distribution? It's really interesting.
Yeah. It's also interesting that I wonder if what we're also going to see is Penguin just slowly gathering these kind of marquee publishers, and just very playing a very patient long game, where, they bring in the obviously they started with Marvel, which is the market leader, has been for a decade, and they're just slowly bringing in each of these marquee publishers until they kind of have it. It doesn't feel like it's in the same way. True, Megan. Yeah, where they would lock in all these exclusives, but it doesn't seem to feel like it's quite the horse race, right? It doesn't quite feel like the war that we were expecting. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Once the metadata is in, it can kind of go out, and we're seeing that loss of Diamond book distributors for many of the independent press going into book market. Yeah,
it's a real struggle, and I've got an entire team literally dedicated to trying to solve this problem for us, and then hopefully being able to federate that out to a few other places. But yeah, it's not easy right now getting that metadata.
Yeah,
Onyx is built for the book trade and really is missing some key pieces that we need in the comics industry. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Tommy, I'm pulling you up here, not because I disagree with you, just because I can't publicly agree with you. Hunter and I worked together for too long for me to give him these kinds of flowers. Thank you. I appreciate you doing it, but I can't be part of that.
I do have to say,
I'm your Hunter. Hope you're out there, buddy. Yes, please. Let's get that standard. It's as though we needed some sort of company that would enforce the comic standard, some sort of like Bowker for comic books. I think that would be probably our best way to go. Yeah.
Interesting. We should probably have an entire episode on what that even means, because most people are scratching their now beardless chins.
All right, let's move on. Okay, what the hell? You wanted to drop this one in. Tell me what the
Yeah.
hell is going on here with GameStop.
So GameStop has a massive war chest of cash from all of the shenanigans that have happened over the last couple of years with the GameStop shorting and all that stuff. And so they're looking to invest that money. And I don't know, have you been to a GameStop anytime in the last... So GameStops don't really carry games because most games have gone digital, right? And when you do buy a game, most of the time what you're buying is a physical disc that is essentially an unlock code so that you can download it. So you get home and you're still downloading a 9.6 gigabyte file, right? So they've kind of morphed into this kind of a quasi toy store, kind of an apparel shop. It's like if the good parts of Toys R Us, or maybe even more appropriate, like KB Toys, which was always in malls, and Hot Topic kind of merged together and then added a bunch of manga and some Gundams at the back. That's kind of what GameStop's become in the last little while. And I swear that if they were forward looking at all, they would invest in the comics industry and they would figure out a way to get comics into GameStops. And I would not be surprised if they're looking at something like I can't remember the big chain that's in Pennsylvania, not Westfield, but something like that. There's like a big chain
in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, there's like a 30 store chain down there that's kind of like a comic shop that's fused with a Hot Topic. So yeah, I think we're going to see some movement here because they do have money and it's a finite time that they're going to have money. Because at some point, everyone's going to realize that GameStop really is the emperor with it has no clothes.
They are. As you were talking there, I was trying to bring up pictures of our buddy Shannon, who is quickly buying up all the GameStop furniture that he can find.
Yeah,
because it's so good for comic shops, right? Yeah. So yeah, any comic shop that sees a GameStop going out of business immediately, it's like, oh, furniture refresh.
Yeah, there's a location near me that if they go out of business, I will open a store there. Like that's my plan as soon as it goes out of business. So yeah,
let's go. Awesome. All right.
No, what? No.
You know what? It's not fair to any retailer to laugh at their misfortune. But if ever you are having a comic shop where the robber breaks a hole in the wall, as best as I can tell, the Kool-Aid shaped villain apparently is on the possibilities. I'd like to bring to the stage the owner of Cape and Cowl Comics, Mr. Eitan Manhoff. Eitan, what happened, buddy?
Hey, guys. Man, I love that image so much. You have to send that to me. That's amazing. I can use that.
I'm not saying that you're on the show this week so that we have an excuse to do this slide, but I'm also not saying that.
Yeah, it's a wild one. Right through the wall.
You know what? They should be very scared because I don't want Danny Ward mad at me. It's just a little intimidating. It's a little bit. Tell us what happened here, buddy.
Yeah.
How'd you wake up this morning?
Yeah. So it was yesterday. It was 7 a.m. I had just gotten out of bed, and kind of like weird coincidence. My group chat with like some of my best friends is blowing up because where they live, maybe 20 miles from me, there's earthquakes and they're feeling these jolts and whatever. And then my alarm starts going off at the store and I'm getting alerts about it. And I get a call from the alarm company and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like the store is not really where they're saying these earthquakes are, but I bet you like a big Sin City book fell off a shelf or something and like scared the alarm system. So I'll go down there and I'll check it out because I'm not gonna be able to go to the dentist without going to see what book fell. And so I go down to the store and it was not a book that fell. Well, a lot of books fell, but it was not a Sin City. It was, yeah. I saw at first, walking into the store, I saw our main register area, and like we give away bookmarks, and there's bookmarks all over the floor, and I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't it, because specifically the alarms that went off were in the back of the store. They were back of store alarms. So I was like, oh, well, it's not not these 500 bookmarks that fell on the ground. As I look and like, oh shit, okay, the computer's on the ground, the cash drawer is gone. I start to go deeper into the store, and I see that we have on the back right-hand side of our store, there's 2 locked doors. There's a storage room and there's a bathroom, and both of those have been kicked in. And I'm like, oh shit, we keep decent stuff in that storage room. So I take a peek in there. Everything's there. There's nothing missing. I turn around and boom, there's a hole in my store the size of about one person.
Like they came in behind a bookshelf?
Yeah.
No, they came in behind it. Looks like a back issue bin.
The amount of it's a bookshelf. So
okay.
Below my store is a basement. It's about the size. My store is the bottom floor of a building that's got about 20 apartments above me. And down below, there's a basement that's like the footprint of the whole building. And right behind my store, there's a staircase with a little landing that goes down to the basement. And so these master criminals went back there and they popped that door open. And then I'm assuming they thought it was like they were going to be getting into the back of the store, but then saw, no, they're in a hallway, and knew there was so anyway, they start kicking through the wall. The wall that's where they were. That's the backside of it. And then the other side, it is crazy how much work they did, and how much. So I talked about this with Adam once. The back half of our store, we expanded and we took over a yoga studio, and we turned the yoga studio into a comic book store. But the 2/3 of the back wall of the yoga studio was mirrored, and so we left the mirrors on there. We painted like a cute mural across it, whatever. So this portion of the wall was fully mirrored, and like legit mirror. It's like 3/8 inch thick. It's like when these guys broke that hole through, like sheets of glass had to be raining down.
God, yeah, it's surprising they didn't like slice themselves in half.
Yeah, and then there's a hole that's like a 9-box Kalex thing right there that we keep all of our manga overstock in. So that's in front of them then. So they have to, and it's full. I mean, it's manga, so it's not that heavy, but it's full. So they have to push that over and climb in. So they worked for that $427 or whatever the hell is in the cash drawer that they took.
Worked and risked life and limb.
Seriously.
Holy mackerel.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I am so incredible. I mean, I will tell you that this has happened to me when I was a comic shop owner, and I was at Comics Pro, their annual meeting, and we got our alarm, and somebody went and checked it out, and so we had to like rush home. But like they went through the front window. I just love that they had to like
go through a wall.
Yeah. This was I mean, you gotta tip your hat. You're like, you know what, guys?
The dedication, man.
Dedication. You earned it. You really earned it.
Did they get anything good? Can you say? I don't know if you can say, but you know.
No, they didn't. I mean, it's kind of funny. They were not there for comics. They were there for the they were. I'm gonna go hit up a GameStop. They got the catcher. They grabbed some random things, just the most random things. Like we just got some samples of some comic frames, so we put them out on a counter, and we put some truly random back issues in them to show what the frames look like. They grabbed 3 frames. We once tried to sell the game Card Fight, which is like a Skybound thing. We didn't sell any. No offense to Skybound, we sold none. But on a bottom shelf behind a counter, there's like 20 boxes of Card Fight. They grabbed those. And then we started making mystery boxes of like bulk back issues, like just this weekend. and they grabbed a couple of those, but they appeared to have dropped all of them while trying to get back through the hole.
Oh goodness!
You could almost
well,
thank
I
them
am
for
so
taking your
sorry.
card
That's
fight.
gonna ruin your day and your week.
Yeah.
But man, that's funnier than I thought it was.
You know, man, we've seen worse. There's so much
No
worse.
kidding.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And I'm sure, as usual, when thieves hit a shop, man, they do more damage than they do take, right? I mean, it's so rare that a thief will actually take as much value as they've taken out of the shop itself, right? Just in damage. So
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's fortunately the building has stepped up and they're taking care of most of the physical damage. I have to replace a computer, which apparently, like, I don't know anything about computers. Brian, I'm sorry, I know nothing about technology or computers.
God bless you. I wish I didn't.
And so I hate that, and I had no idea that they're so expensive.
Really? Oh yeah, because
you get like the memory, I guess, that we need.
Yeah.
I just had no idea what I was in for to replace a computer. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, that sucks.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on for that. I'm starting on the note here. I want to go ahead and skip ahead to the to our main segment, and then we'll come back around to the bestsellers if everybody's okay with that. I know I'm sorry, I'm calling an audible here in the middle of the show, but I wanted to let's go ahead and throw up that graphic if you don't mind. Eitan, sticking around. We want to talk to you about this because you've been a really great resource for this for many stores. So our segment this week. The internet is now video. For those of you who thought the internet was just texting back and forth and just putting things on bulletin boards and then, maybe putting up your the photos of your lunch. Turns out, no, you were wrong, and you've been wrong for about a decade. But we're just finally catching up, so why not? I know that I can say for me personally, this entire journey really started back in February of 2023. When we started the Comic Industry Insiders podcast. It really just changed the game for us completely. And I cannot recommend it enough. And I keep recommending to people that you find a format, find a platform, and begin showing the world who you are and showing up for them. An inspiration for me also in the room who has really figured this part out, and I think really kind of built on this idea of creating something of value and showing up and sharing generously with your audience is our good friend DJ Kaufman. How you doing, DJ?
Hey guys. Boy, you talked me up like I'm a huge influencer or something. I don't feel that way at all. Like,
Well, I think the secret. I think that's the thing that most people don't get is you don't have to be a huge influencer, right?
Absolutely.
You really just have to have a core audience. I kept, our goal has always been the right 200 people watching our content, and having that as the guide has really made all the difference, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I talked to so many YouTubers and content creators, and like the mistake that every comic creator makes too is they don't know their audience. They just don't know who they're speaking to. So for comic shops, who do you want to talk to? Other comic shops? No, you want to get new people in the door, new butts in the door, right? So, and so many comic creators have their list of followers are just other comic creators, and that's just jacking up their algorithm. You just want to talk directly to your new readers. Who do you want? That's who you're speaking to. Like you're explaining your books to your grandma or something, right?
Right.
So,
and you have to, that is a skill that you have to learn, but you learn it the hard way. I don't think that anybody shows up, does their first video and kind of knows how the whole thing works. Right. Eitan, you're on the board of directors for Comics Pro. I think you're still there. Yeah. I'm sure that you spend a lot of time talking to other comics retailers about this idea. What are the, if you're a retailer or you're running a small business, maybe you're a creator like DJ, how do people get started? How did you get started? Because you guys have a really dynamic social media presence at your store.
Yeah, I mean, I think you attack it from all angles, right? I don't think you want to do just one thing. Even if you find one thing that works, I think you want to diversify the kind of content that you put out there. So in like the most practical sense, when you need to put a lot of information out about like an event at your store or something important, it almost has to be a video because like Instagram is the big thing for us. Instagram's our main form of social media and communication, I guess outside of our direct email list. And Instagram hates a graphic with a ton of text on it. Like if you put an event up with an image that's like, it's from this time with these people, and this is what we're doing, and this is what we're giving away, and this is who we're supporting, and this is like, it'll be seen by 17 people because they see all of your stuff and nobody else, and nobody knew, certainly. But if you put that same info into a video and you like get a little snappy and move, and smile, and you say that same information, you'll get 100 times more mileage out of it. So like that's practical. Also, people just like, I always think that social media for a store should be about the personality of the store and the people within it. So some of our most popular videos that we put on have like nothing to do with selling anybody comics. We had one that really hit a week or two ago where we found a Kool-Aid packet in like a 1996 issue of Sabretooth #1, I think. And we made the Kool-Aid and we drank it.
You invoked the Kool-Aid man? Did you do this to yourself, Aton?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
we were honoring him. We were like, we're not gonna throw away this Kool-Aid.
You wanted it back.
Somebody
you
has
candy man to the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah.
You don't do that. He goes busting through your wall. Oh, yeah.
You didn't say his name 3 times, did you? That's exactly how he shows up.
You guys are blowing my mind right now. I did not know that I asked for this whole thing. Don't make Kool-Aid on Instagram because I promise you it will not end the way you think you want it to.
God.
You thought the worst thing that could happen was a little botulism.
I'm sorry. You were saying it was a really good point, but I'm so sorry.
The video did great and high interactions from all, customers and creators and other stores and other people in the industry. Just like, wow, those guys are nuts. And I do think I made my guy at the end say we have other comics that may or may not have Kool-Aid packets if you come and buy some of our comics. And then most recently, I have one teenage staff member. She's 17. She goes to high school across the street, and she's now exclusively making TikTok videos for me. And it is one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen because it is not something that me or anybody else on my staff could do. And I'm so impressed by what she's doing, and it's so simple, but I think it's really important, right? Because a lot of our stores are getting new customers right now. And they're young and they're super enthusiastic and they're like all about it. And I kept hearing like, oh, they're getting info on TikTok. Like they're finding out about comics on TikTok. And I was like, what does that mean? I don't get it, And then we had Lindsay, my staff member, start making these videos. So I started exploring TikTok a little bit. I'm like, oh, wow. Like these are just young people who are like, they're not, sometimes they're talking about stories, but they're mostly just like talking about comics. They're talking about the books that they picked up. They're sharing, they're excited. It's a lot of young women, which I don't see as often on the other social media platforms that are, just as stoked about Absolute Batman as anybody else in the room and showing it off. And so that's been fascinating. And then and her videos are simple. It's like date idea, go to Cape and Cowl, and then it's like some whatever. And I'm awesome. Like, that's fun. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whatever you say. And then you move that over to Instagram and it blows up. Like, really? Yeah. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something you said earlier, and DJ, I'd love to hear you talk about this. Actually, before we get into this, I'd like to get into your current work and who you work with as a result of your social media presence. I would say that's, you've got it in your handle here, VFriends.
Yeah.
But talk to us briefly about who Gary Vaynerchuk is and what VFriends are and why it's tied into this conversation.
Yeah, so Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, as most people know him on the internet, I guess, has been championing social media, organic social media since the start. It's kind of his fault. The creator economy happened. All these influencers popped up because he was showing them you can do free content. We've never had this opportunity before. Every type of creator, anybody that has a story to tell, document your process. Don't worry about setting up fancy equipment. You don't need that. You just need you and your phone, and you can get started, right? So, I mean, I always followed him for years in the marketing space, and you know, I would try some of the things he was saying, and it would work. So I just listened to him for so many years, read all of his books, and you know, there's always that like, there's definitely like, is this guy for real thing? Because he's very bombastic. He's very, you know, like in your face. He swears a lot and stuff like that. But he's a very successful businessman. We started VFriends, and he's doing comic books. We have over 250 characters. We've got the Jim Rugg cover coming out soon. Next issue 11. We've got VFriends 10 just came out that I drew, and so we're just rocking out this IP for Gary, doing the same kind of formula, but basically for everyone else, shops, whatever your passion is, make content, make as much content as you possibly can. People think it's impossible, but I would say breakfast, lunch, dinner is what I used to do. I used to say breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm just going to try it. 9 a.m., noon, 6 p.m. And then one of those things will just, one day I was doing it, and I think my TikTok, because I didn't want to be on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like I had this like, I don't want to be on TikTok. I don't do dances or whatever. You know, that's what my thought pattern was. But I was doing some drawing challenges or whatever on there. One day my phone blew up, and it was like one of my videos got 1 million views. So I had like all kinds of requests for anything you could possibly want, commissions, all that stuff, if I would have wanted it. But I actually got the job with VFriends because, as to what Adam was saying, he put out a call saying he was looking for a comic strip artist with more than 5 years of experience. I had done that, and I just went straight to live stream. I didn't ask anybody. I didn't even know what VFriends was. There wasn't any stories for their characters. I jumped on a live stream on YouTube. I was sick, and I just started talking about what I was going to do. And behind the scenes, all the VFriends people were saying, "Hey, who's this guy? He's live on YouTube. It's still live somewhere on YouTube." And the second night that I was there doing that, the president of VFriends jumped in and said, "Do you want to have a call? Let's go. Because your ideas that you're talking about as you're rambling are better than anything we had inside going on." So yeah, within 2 weeks, I was offered the job, and, you know, away we went. So that's the power of live streaming too. And these types of videos that we're doing right now.
No kidding. Eitan was talking earlier about the algorithm. Right. So we all talk about the algorithm until it becomes this like monolithic force in our lives that changes everything that we see and everything that we deal with. Can you talk about how you think about this? I know that, you know, we've all heard Gary talk a lot about it too. How should we be thinking about the algorithm? How do you think about it in different platforms when you're deciding what sort of content gets created?
I try not to look at anything that I don't like. Because you are the algorithm. These algorithms are all interest-based now. It's not like it used to be. They've changed over the years. So now it's a mirror. If you're looking at nothing but political drama, guess what? You're going to get more political drama. If you're looking at comic books and nerd stuff, you're getting way more of that stuff. And that's where my wife and I send each other cat videos. Guess what? My feeds are also full of cat videos to send to my wife. So be very mindful of the time that you're spending on those platforms. And I'll tell you, I actually had drinks with some engineers from Meta and Instagram at Vid Summit one year. And they told me this, like, they're like, "Oh, there's no real secret to it. It's the time spent on platform. They don't want you to leave their platforms. If you can make more, if I can make Eitan come in and watch more of my channels and then maybe link to Jim Rugg's channel, and now he's in my web, but he's not left the platform for 20 minutes. So there's like a 20-minute marker. They said that if you can keep somebody on that platform magically for 20 minutes, well, they can serve you more ads. They can serve you whatever they're going to do. But they start to serve more of you because they're like, hey, Adam's content keeps people on our platform. Mm-hmm. But if you're sending links out away, if you're just posting to say, hey, come check out my website, they're going to bury your content. So think about that. How do you stealthily put out your what you want someone to do, the call to action, without saying it or linking to it. That's a art,
right?
To do.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to slowly, truly, you are serving the platform in that moment, but you gotta use that opportunity to say, please go here as well, right?
There really is no algorithm, though. You are the algorithm. And I've heard Gary yell at people, like, just say that over and over and over again, but it's true. It's just so true. And it can happen fast now. You can change the algorithm of your socials very quickly by what you follow and comment on. So
that is very true. I've heard actually Gary give that challenge. If you feel like the internet is against you, intentionally spend an hour changing it.
I must say it's hard for artists, because if Gary says, let me see your phone, I'll show you what your interests are. He might see models or something on my phone and think, is DJ just looking at girls? Because artists look at models and like reference photos. So like our things are a little whack sometimes, but I'm like, Gary, I promise it's not like that. But one other big thing I would say, and I think you read this book. I'm not going to plug his book. It's free. You can read it online.
I've got it right there. Yeah.
Day Trading Attention. Real simple method for any kind of shops out there, because he's done this for so many real estate agents and wine shops and whatever. Put out that organic content. Put out a ton of it. Put out 20 videos, shorts, 1 minute or less. You're going to see the one that's organically getting reach. It might not be the one that you thought, or that you're like, this isn't really the pitch I want for my comic book store. But if it's the one that's actually getting organic reach, it's proven in the platform, and then do localized ads on that piece of content on Facebook within a 5-mile radius of your store, and you're going to find new customers. So it works for all kinds of local businesses, from car dealerships to whatever. So it's a pretty awesome hack for brick and mortar stores, just to say.
Absolutely. You know what I'd love to do to kind of wrap this up, and Brian, I'd love to include you in this, because I know you've given this a lot of thought. You are a capital M marketer, as I've said in the past. I am going to give my lessons that I've learned, and I will tell you, every time I talk to you, every time I hear from Gary, and talk to your team, I'm always, I could do more. I know I can do more. But we have not really done shorts well. But I will tell you that in the time we've done it, my big recommendations to anybody who is listening to this are: find your audience, right? And it could be on YouTube, it might be on Instagram, it might be on TikTok, it might be that your audience is people who want zines mailed to them, right? Whoever your audience is, you need to kind of isolate out what the platform is and make sure that platform can scale, right? So are you going to be, once you find an audience, will that audience begin to feed itself and grow? 2, create content on a regular basis. And I know that word content gets thrown around and it gets to a point where it's almost a dirty word, but like, create something for that audience and do it generously. Right? They want to hear. We do this every week, and we've never sold an ad. We've never gotten a dime out of Meta's ad network or whatever. We do this because we want to give you what it is that you need to grow your business, right? So do it generously and show up. We do this every Tuesday at 2 p.m. whether we want to or not. Right? Every Thursday we have a podcast that goes out, whether we're ready or not. Every Friday we have a newsletter that goes out. It's oftentimes at the very end of Friday, but it has to go out. It has to be consistent, because you have to build trust and reliability. Those have been the things I've learned, and I've never been good at short form video. But there you go. Anybody else?
Throw a couple more in there, because I think partnering up with somebody who can help hold you accountable and help with all that stuff. Like, if you and I were not together on this thing, there's many a Tuesday where there's many other things that I should be doing, but this is our rock. This is in our calendars, and we do not move this. So yeah, I think that's super, super essential. The other thing that we decided very early on is it is really easy to chase the algorithm. You just have to be super negative, and but you are going to get those.
Comics are dying,
people.
Everyone. Yeah. Comics are dying.
Right. Yeah. And what you end up getting are the wrong people who, like DJ said, are just talking amongst themselves. Those are not comic buyers, the ones that are saying comics are dying. They just want to watch the blood flow. So don't chase the wrong audience. Your North Star should be, these are the people that I want to find, and go find them. And the third one is start today. Don't worry about your setup being perfect. It's not going to be perfect. I am literally 7 years in, and this is not my perfect setup. But if you don't start today, you're going to be one more day behind. Every day that you don't start is a day that you lost a potential audience member. So just start, do something. It's going to be wrong, and that's okay. Just have fun.
DJ Eitan, you guys have some DJ, you dropped so many bombs already. Is there anything we missed?
Yeah, sorry. I could talk about this all day, but I would just say try to find a way to bring value. Try to, like, whoever you're talking to, whoever your audience is, remember it's about them and not about you. So talking too much about yourself, you're like, if someone sees you creating content about your shop, cool, like tell them about why they should come in, or like what the value is for them. Teach them something, like don't make Kool-Aid in your store because the Kool-Aid man might jump through the wall. Like, that's some fun content. So, right
now I have value to add. Finally,
you gotta recut that one so that that, and then it ends with the hole in the wall that comes through. That's another repost for you.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think maybe this the one little, like, another kind of practical thing is, if you are able, and I don't mean to cut out smaller shops or anything where staff is tight or anything, but if you're able to have somebody on your team that works on social media, it's huge. And let them do it. I know it took me a long time. Because I did all of our social media for years, and then I started passing it off, and then you see that staff member sitting there on their phone, and you're like, but all those books need to go into the bins. What are you doing? Just like, let them do it. It's worth the however much an hour you pay to have some help, to have somebody to bounce ideas and have fun with while you do it. It's more fun with other people. So if you have the means and some staff to spare, just do it with somebody. It'll be more fun, and people will pick up that you're having more fun.
Hey man, I have to work in teams, and I'll be honest, ever since I have not had a month where I'm not paying somebody for our content ever since we started the podcast, because I just need, I need as Brian said, I need the accountability of somebody else who's working on it to make sure that I get it done. But also somebody who is really focused on making sure that this happens. Blake, we can't do this without you, buddy. Please don't go anywhere. All right, good. Eitan, DJ, thank you guys so much for being on this segment. I think this means the world to so many people. We can all be using these platforms to grow our businesses and ourselves, and find ourselves doing our dream jobs like DJ. So,
where can people find both of you?
You can find me at DJ Kaufman, all one word, COFFMAN, or just look up DJ V Friends. You'll find me somewhere on the internet.
We're at Cape Cowl Comics on everything. So the name of the store minus except for TikTok, which I think we are Cape and Cowl Comics, because I think I made one that was Cape Cowl Comics a couple of years ago and can't get into it. So at Cape Cowl Comics everywhere except for TikTok, which we're at Cape and Cowl Comics.
Awesome. I'm actually going to I'm dropping into the chat the link to a long form conversation I had with Eitan on my podcast. So thank you guys so much. Eitan, if you don't mind, we're about to do the bestseller list, and I'd love to keep you around to talk about those books.
Let's do it.
All right, man.
DJ,
thanks, guys. We'll see you
go
soon.
make comics,
Thanks,
buddy.
Yep, bye-bye.
Talk soon. Awesome. All right. Let's get into some data, shall we?
Oh, my favorite.
This is so good. We need an opening slide for this so we can kind of transition to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kenny. Tells me my beard game is working. 60,000 consumers, over 500 stores in various markets. We were able to get the POS data from them and pull together your interests in the new comics section, right? So this is the books that are sold in comic shops all over the world. All of this data is then anonymized. We scrub it clean, and we come up with our market share report that we're able to report here every week. And then we do have a top 400 list. And I'll tell you how to get that at the end of the segment. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Who's winning? DC far and away trouncing Marvel last week. Now, I will say, for those of you who are in here the first time, and thank you for joining us, this is not like this is a week-to-week thing.
Yeah.
So, some weeks DC is way up, some weeks Marvel is way up, but obviously this week is Image almost always seems to, no matter what, coming into 12 to 14%. It's like a pretty standard for them these days. And then everybody else here, these next few are usually right around the same. And we always have some changes at the bottom 3 or 4 each week. But
last week I think this was almost an exact inversion. I'm pretty sure Marvel was 50-something% and DC was 28%. And I think Ignition was on there last week because they had a new number 1.
That's right.
Bloodline, I think it was. Came out last week.
Eitan, is this what Cape and Cowl looked like last week? Or this? Yeah. This is this is for books that shipped last week. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no question. I mean, last week was a 4 absolute title week. So that's just that's a beautiful thing. We see a lot of people come in, but if you got 4 new absolute titles on the stands, there's zero question of who's going to be the top of this list.
Yeah, last week was Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Martian Manhunter, and Absolute Flash, I believe.
Yep.
And those top 3, those first 3 you mentioned in that order, were the top 3 spots. Iron Man came in at number 4. And then I think Amazing Spider-Man Annual at number 8. This is notable, and something that I realized reading this week, the DC version of the Batman Deadpool book is still charting at number 20. So I think one of the things we're able to do for this particular list that we are not doing yet is to talk about the fact that some books are just going to be your best sellers every week for a while. They're going to keep being restocked, I didn't look to see where Absolute Batman number 1 is, but it has been in that top 400 for many weeks in one version or another,
Yeah, and the 10th printing just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I was interested on that list that you sent to me with the top 400, how many issues from previous weeks were so high up on the list, because that's really something that we're attacking in our store, because we're selling so many more single issues than previous years right now. So like making sure those stands are stocked with whatever issues we have for a series that we can fit out there reasonably. Like people are buying 6, 5, and 4 of a series, or going back for issue, they're reading all the absolute books, but they haven't tried Flash yet. So now they're grabbing all of those. So I thought that was fascinating about that list, is that these previous weeks, so it used to be, you had like a week to sell a book.
Yeah.
And then it just, maybe they trickle out, but now they're moving.
So how does that shift your ordering? Like when you are, do you have certain rules for, we want to order this for day 1 sellout, we want to have 2 weeks worth of this or whatever? Or, how do you decide when you're sitting down to do those numbers?
I'm flattered that you think I'm that smart or organized, but we look at the cycle data, and we're just ordering with a longer tail now. I want to have books on the stands longer. Books that I trust and I believe in, of course. It's not every book, and I'm reordering for the first time in years. If I sold out of a book, hell yeah. Like I don't ever want to see that book again unless a customer special orders it because they need to fill it. But now, I sell out of it could be number 1, of course, but it could be number 8 of a series. I'm like, I think I need 5 more of those on my stands, or 10 more of those or something. And that's new.
That's wonderful. God, I love that. Oh man. We're going through such a good period right now. I'm so happy to hear that you're having to make those adjustments, right? One of the things that we've been tinkering with behind the scenes, we haven't made any of this public, is the average per store. This is average sold per store. So this is just me talking out loud. 64 copies per store of Absolute Batman number 16, with Wonder Woman coming in right behind with 39 copies per store. That's a huge gap, right? Automatically that 1 to 2 is immediately a drop. Then Iron Man and Martian Manhunter, both pretty close in the 22, 24 copies per store. Absolute Flash coming in at 18. Justice League, Superman. So far, then it just starts to incrementally drop off. But man, the absolute Batman is still bringing people in. You know,
it's crazy. I'm surprised that Amazing Spider-Man is a little low on that, because like, even though everyone complains about Amazing Spider-Man, but as long as I've been alive, everybody has complained about Amazing Spider-Man and still bought it. It's like our number. I think it's our number 2 across the board, and it's pretty on par with Absolute Batman, like fairly close, within spitting distance.
Yeah,
so that's interesting.
Unknown 869 is asking about if we're doing a matching graph of the individual comics each company releases during the same time, how those stats match up week to week. We're not doing that right now because it is a little extra processing work. But I can tell you from when we've done it in the past, that does tend to match up to market share. I will say that the market share leader is almost like that time was really Marvel, but they were leading far and away because of number of SKUs they were doing. However, they were still, their average SKU is still outselling DC at number 2, right? It just wasn't quite the same margin as their market share difference. So it's still, you know, people are still buying Marvel and DC, right? They still come into the stores buying those books. That's true.
I know, just looking, because I looked at this number recently, and in December, Marvel had 78 SKUs and DC had 62, and then the next closest was Image with like 47, I think it was.
Yeah. And it tends to be the case, but they create more because they sell more, right? And they can afford to create more.
And by SKUs, I mean like individual covers. That doesn't necessarily mean individual titles. Marvel just has way more individual covers than anybody else.
And you know how much we love Dynamite, but if SKUs were bought market share, Dynamite would be the market winner. They love them some covers.
Very true. Very true.
Awesome. Not yet, Jamie. We're working on that. We actually have the data. We just haven't. We're not processing it in the same way that we're doing single issues. That should be, I don't know, next couple months, I would say, depending, you know, the weeks where we have to put a magazine to bed. Obviously, we don't spend any time doing a whole lot of deep dives on the numbers. So
trades are also interesting because they're not so much initials as long tail. Like you will sell more trades over the long tail than you will on that first week by far. Like, you know, factor of 10, 20. So even though we're selling, a ton of absolute Batman Volume 2s this week, over the next year, I will sell 5 times as many as I sell this week. Guaranteed.
Also, it's good to note that data is available. BookScan is carrying, you know, what Amazon and the libraries and Barnes & Noble and everybody else, and a very small handful of comic shops are in that data. So that data is available. This data is not. We've just not been able to, this data is not available anywhere. The closest is what ICV2 is reporting, and unfortunately that's a really small cohort. So we're about, I don't know, it's anywhere from 5 to 10x their cohort as far as stores that are involved. So yeah. Anyway, Eitan, thank you for coming on, buddy. I really appreciate you being here for 3 segments. You know, it's nice to, I mean, next time, hopefully you won't have to get broken into in order for us to bring you in. But I would appreciate you. I do appreciate you coming on, my friend. I'm looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Where are we going to be in
Comics Pro Industry Conference in Glendale, California, February 18th through 21st. Any comic professionals out there watching this should definitely come join. It's the best event of the year.
I've been asked about more than once by people who work inside of comics but maybe don't work directly with retailers. Is it worth them coming, and should they register and show up?
100%. I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's really like if you network only, if you just shake hands and smile and meet people and make some connections, which I know is like not easy for everyone, but it happens there anyway. And it's a lot of fun, and you learn a lot and you get a lot. And yeah, I really believe in it. I truly do. I don't mean to sound like a shill. I've gone to everyone in the 10 years that I've had a store, including 2 months into owning my store. And I think it's the most valuable business trip I take all year over San Diego, over any other cons or visiting other stores or anything. It's really invigorating and valuable.
I absolutely agree. And I will say, I think I've been to every one of the Comics Pro meetings except for one. And that was a weird career year for me, but otherwise I love it. I can't wait. So nice. Awesome. All right, buddy. Well, thank you for coming on. We definitely do appreciate you being there. By the way, before we leave this particular segment, if you are interested in what we do with the bestseller list, please subscribe to the Prana Bullet. Hit this QR code with your phone to let us know that you did it, or just go to pranadm.com and go ahead and sign up. We do this every Friday where we give you all of the big headlines of what are happening in the comics industry. We hype the shit out of Comics Pro on a regular basis, but we also give you the top 400 sales in single issues in the stores as of last week. So please check us out. We will get you the very next one, and we promise not to completely and load up your inbox with the rest of our clients, but just a little bit. So awesome.
I read every single one. Thanks, guys.
Look at you.
Thank you, Eitan. Have a good one. Oh
no, it's not me. No, you don't want me. You
can do it.
Did we
you
lose
can
him?
do it. You can intro this one if you want.
I could have. I didn't know what we were doing though. I don't have the rundown in front of me. I panicked. Whew.
You all right? You a little flush?
No, I'm good. Thought I was on my own for a minute.
All right. One of the opportunities that we do have, like I said earlier in the show, we've never taken an ad money. We've never gotten a single drop of the ad revenue that all of the platforms that run this get as a result of our being on them. But what we do have are clients. So we at Prana DM, we work with a number of different folks to help them get distribution, to help get them into comic shops. And we use this platform often to show books that are coming up for final order cutoff. Last week, you saw our infomercial for Comics the Magazine. And thank you for sticking around for that, because we got really great sales on that. So this week we have Keith Davidson, who is doing once again our final cut for the book that is on final order cutoff next week. Blake, hit the little
final cut, where we take a quick look at upcoming projects headed to final order cutoff. I'm your host, Keith Davidson, Prana's direct market specialist, and I'm joined this week by Josh Mallerman, acclaimed novelist and author of the upcoming graphic novel RSVP EVP. Josh, welcome.
Hi. Yeah, this is thrilling, man. Graphic novel, entering the graphic novel space with flair. This is fun.
So to start off, I'd like to establish for our viewers how the name Josh Mallerman is synonymous with horror. You are a Bram Stoker Award winner, a World Fantasy Award winner, an author of dozens of novels, novellas, short stories, a filmmaker, and a musician. Your very first novel was Bird Box, which went on to be adapted into a hugely successful film starring Sandra Bullock. And the legendary Stephen King has lauded your work as authentically scary and The Exorcist level of scary. So, with that context established, let's start with, how does horror resonate with you, and why is horror storytelling so compelling to audiences?
I've always felt that horror is almost a way to Trojan horse childhood into adulthood. I think, like, who is supposed to believe in vampires and zombies and ghosts and this but kids? And we're supposed to outgrow these fears and that sort of thing. But I haven't. I have like a cherished Arrested Development, where I still, for the duration of while reading the book, while watching a film, while writing a book, I am scared. I am legitimately afraid. And in the same way someone has a funny bone, I have a horror bone. And what the great works are, I'm still scared a few days after the book's done too, right? So for me, there's a bizarrely like youthful thing about horror. Like, oh, I can still get this scared. That is good.
So let's talk about RSVP EVP specifically. What is this graphic novel about, and what did you hope to explore when you set out in writing this tale?
It is about a parapsychologist, a doctor, who has been scouring the internet for signs of ESP, people who exhibit signs of ESP, and he believes he has found it with these two young these two boys, and he invites them to his home and lodge to be studied for a couple weeks, that kind of thing. What he doesn't realize is that these guys don't just have a little ESP in them. They can do anything. They can shape reality with their minds and with their whims. Unfortunately, only one of them really wants to be there. The other one doesn't. So essentially, RSVP ESP becomes a battle for the doctor's reality, for his sanity. And as he's testing them to verify how powerful or how much ESP they have, he may not even be interviewing them. They may be somewhere else in the house.
When you look at your whole body of work, do you feel that there are any comparable stories to RSVP ESP? So your fans know, hey, I liked that book, so I should pick this up.
Yeah, I think so. I think Pearl definitely fits in with this. Pearl has elements of ESP and telekinesis and that kind of sort of thing. I think Spin a Black Yarn, that won the World Fantasy Award, also has elements of it. I think in a general sense, the horror fan is drawn to stories of the occult, and this is absolutely a story of that nature. And so I think in a strange way, I feel like all my books, it makes sense. It fits right in with the body of work.
So let's talk about the audience for RSVP. Who do you think is the ideal reader to pick up this book?
The graphic novel lover, the horror lover, the occult, the mystery. There is action, there is definitely adventure, but it's more of like a tense experience. It's more of like it builds and builds and builds to the end, and it's the battle for reality that these two boys are waging, and so it can only, as it goes, they keep trying to outdo each other to defend or destroy this doctor. So I think it is ultimately the fan of and also a fan of a graphic novel that maybe wants a slightly different story, and all of us do want that. All fans want what we love and something different.
So are there any last words that you'd like to share about RSVP ESP?
This is my first entry into the graphic novel world, and it's been incredible because I got to see the thing built from script to drawing to coloring to lettering to title to cover art, and I've never been a part of something like this before. And you're like, oh, I know when you read, oh yeah, there must be a color. It's a different experience to actually witness the process and shower each person with accolades along the way. It was an incredible thing for me, the lettering. I did not expect to be that thrilled by that step, because as you're looking through it without the lettering, you're like, oh yeah, this is amazing. You know the script, you know what's happening. No, it's all about placement and what's at the end of a page and the space between the panels and the whole thing. You start to realize, oh man, the construction of a graphic novel is a thrilling thing to witness.
Well, Josh, that's all for today. Thank you so much for your time. This has been great.
Thank you, and thank you to any stores and retailers that are interested in carrying it or are carrying it. I hope that it's a fresh story in the graphic novel field. I hope that readers will be thrilled by it, and I cannot thank you enough for playing any part that you do.
And to our viewers, one last reminder that RSVP ESP, published by SourcePoint Press, will be hitting stores in March. Retailers, look for it in the Prana Publisher section of your distributor catalog, and it'll be on FOC this coming Monday. So take care.
Right. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just never sure when we're gonna come back.
You know what I loved about that? Was him talking about the effect of lettering. It's one of those things that people don't realize just how incredibly important it is. It makes 100%. All the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Letterers and production designers. I'm gonna keep saying it until you guys are paying them all really well. All right, you heard Keith. Order that now. Go to go to Lunar, go to Universal, go to the Prana Publishers page. We're also going to get it in through Diamond UK. That's coming very soon with their really cute Diamond item codes, which is so refreshing to see again. Awesome. I think that might be it. Are we into our call to action period?
I think so, yeah. Oh my gosh. This Thursday, we're going to have a Managed Comics webinar exclusively for our Oryx customers. So if you're using Managed Comics Oryx, which is the RMH and Lightspeed version of Managed Comics, come on by. You'll find it if you hold your phone up to the screen right now. Click on that, and it's like right there on the homepage. Go check it out.
Awesome. Man, see, I can't control it anymore. Comics the magazine. What's that? Actually, let's bring a couple of familiar faces to the screen and one that is almost familiar.
Look at
so
this.
that we can talk about it.
Put our numbers up here. Put our numbers up here, and I put the number.
Look at that.
And this week, I'm going to have an advertising page for you so that they can go right and see your beautiful beardless face.
That's going in there from now on.
Help keep this man's face clean shaven. 100,000 copies an issue. We'll do it. We'll have like a little like scroll.
I want to be very clear here. Until we hit 1 million in a month, this is never happening again.
You heard it here
a
first.
Million.
1 million.
1 million.
Yeah, 1 million
copies.
I have to let me see. Hang on, before we leave here, I want to show something. One of my favorite comments on the Facebook as we were going. Let me just, where's that button? It there? Is that it? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh man, I'm sorry. The build up on this. You guys talk while I get this. Oh, is it not? It's not available. Oh, share screen. There it is. Hang on. Yes, this is my Facebook post for telling people to make sure that to tune in. Jamie Yoakum, it's fine. It's fine.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
Post.
Yeah, not great.
It's fine. It's fine.
Before we get into it, we're going to do these thank yous, but I think there's one thank you that I think is going to make Adam's hair catch on fire. But I think we need to recognize this. Adam likes to talk about Prana as if it's all of us, and to some degree, it absolutely is. We all put our efforts in, and we throw in, and we try to lift this thing up. But Prana is Adam Freeman. Let's not make that mistake here. I have never experienced somebody who has as much faith and love for the direct market in my life, and it's because of his intense passion for it that the magazine came to life, that Prana is doing what it's doing, and that all of us get to hitch our wagon to something that is that can really change things, and that is appreciated more than he knows.
Thank you.
I'll echo that. Well, let's embarrass Adam on this live stream, shall we? During the height of the most Adam Freemanist parts of the Bad Idea promotion, I was kind of out of comics. I was working in games, and yet that stuff, the wild Andy Kaufman promo you were doing, I was like, this is exciting, and I love those books. I have an open subscription to Bad Idea, but I will say that promotion was like, I want to be part of it. That's really cool. So to have this all come full circle all this time later, man, like it's been a wild ride. So I don't know. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, yeah. I got to say that when you guys started doing this thing and like I wasn't involved, I was a little bit hurt, and I was like, dude, I need to play. I just want to play. I just want to be a part of something fun like this. So yeah, thank you for bringing me along and letting me have my tiny little piece of it. And yeah, I think you guys deserve so much credit because you really are saving comics.
Oh, well, I'm just going to say thank you to those. I will say that I cannot take credit for all that happened at Bad Idea. I will say that was as much a committee as anything. Yes, I had a voice there, and I did enjoy that voice. I cannot take credit for. I mean, there's no way that we would do what we're doing at Prana if it was just me. When it was just me, Prana was a logo, right? For me doing a meeting every couple of weeks. It is the team that has come together and has really coalesced out of intention. The people who showed up are not people I went out and said, hey, you should come join us. They were gathered together with what we're doing. And I'm forever grateful for that, because it allows us to do some really cool shit. And you don't even know what we have coming up, man. We, as a crew, I think we're people who like to play. And so I appreciate all of you, because you guys, you guys help us make this together. Okay. That said, my embarrassment, I'm going to go process that for a little bit. But guys, who should we be thanking this week that are not me? Because frankly, I'm bored with me.
I'll tell you what, every single retailer who hit that button and added stuff to their cart for 3 weeks from now, when their carts were full of free comic book day stuff, because I sat there looking at those numbers and going, oh God, this is going to hurt. But you know what? Thank you to every one of them who helped make that number come true. That was a number that I remember the look on your face when Gabe said it a few weeks ago. You were just like, nah, that's not even possible. Like, that's not even possible. And so the fact that it happened is just like, man, so good. So thank you to those people.
Yeah. I'll echo that. I'll also say, like, good comic, like, this industry doesn't come out in a vacuum, right? Like, you can't just have, like, you need great work to sell. And I'm seeing it, like, we get a lot of attention, rightfully so, for like DCs, the Absolutes, the Energons, right? But there is a groundswell. I've been seeing it build for years, and it is going to arrive late 2026, maybe early 2027, of just great work from the fringes, right? Like, if you look at some of the names, people who are on the Absolute books, like Dennis Camp, for instance, like, where was that guy 5 years ago? You know, there's so much stuff coming out. So if you're someone who's making comics, and like I said earlier, if you're someone who's making comics and it's not working out, like, dude, I thought I was out in 2018. But you stick with the fight, like, that there is a place to make great work. And now there's a magazine to help support your efforts. Yeah. So thank you for doing the work. That's the thing that matters the most, whether you're a comic book creator, retailer, somewhere in between, publisher. So thank you.
Gabe, who else should we be thanking who's not me?
Thank you for having the guts to bet on comics in this day and age, right? Like, yes, we see the groundswell. Yes, we feel like it's coming. But guys, girls, everybody, 100,000 copies plus of a magazine about comic books in 2026. If you know anything about the comic industry, and if you're watching this and you don't, you got the wrong YouTube channel, brother.
Yep.
But if you know anything about it, then you know what kind of proposition that is, and you know that comic shops don't do things they don't believe in. They're not going to spend any money on anything that's not worth a damn. And so the validation that we get, knowing that we must have keyed into something that resonates with you, it means so much. And that's why we keep talking about the numbers. I think it's really easy to stop down and go, well, you know, we're not talking about dollars here. Believe me, we're not talking about dollars. We're talking about support and love and this groundswell of validation that we're getting from this. And now I have the energy, thanks to not just Joe, but thanks to Adam and thanks to Brian and thanks to Megan and everybody on our team and every single one of the retailers that even purchased a single copy of this for their shelves. I'm going to go run through some walls.
Yeah.
Very weak chin first.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you mentioned the team. I don't want to leave Rico out. I wish he was here, but you know, there was a brief story, and then I know we got other things we got to do. But Adam and I were at Neighborhood Comics in Savannah, and we were talking with the dudes there, and it was great.
What up, Lee?
What up, Lee? There was a magazine in the background that I could not keep my eye off of, and it was Rico Renzi's. What was it? It was not Near Mint. I forget. Giant Size. It was his collection of ads, and I was just like, the way that looked from across the store, I just thought like comics needs this. It needs something that I'm having a great conversation here. I am so distracted by the great graphic design on here that it's take that right there. That was staring at me in the corner of the comic shop. So to have Rico on board of this and make this visual identity of this, like I've seen this absolute Batman cover a million times and I'm still stoked about it. So thank you, Rico. And thank you, Nick Dragota, by the way. But
all right, we do have one I do have some folks I do want to thank, and then we can close this out. But before we do that, we totally forgot that we have a little piece of business. So let's bring another crew. Wait, no, you don't get to just pull it up. You got to come on and do it, my friend.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Also, real quick, when we were embarrassing Adam, I was literally unemployed, thinking I was gonna have to go work at a grocery store. Adam gave me a job to work on this. Well, actually, it wasn't to work on this podcast. It was to help some of the clients get on podcasts. After a couple of weeks, I started working on the podcast. They were talking about this magazine the whole time, right? I kept hearing whispers about it, and I was like, I want it. Oh, I was like, I would love to be on that team. Anyway, I worked hard. I'm now the social media manager too. So, Adam's given me a whole lot of shots, not just with the magazine, but with a whole lot of stuff. And it's awesome to work here. So, on that note, because it's so awesome to work here,
now because we brought in Blake, we can't also thank you, Megan.
Oh, is she here?
Yeah, 100%.
No, she didn't come back on. But anyway, yes. All right. Megan, who we cannot do this without. Legitimately, I will not do. We lose Megan, forget it. I'm leaving. All right, go.
We would be so screwed.
There we go. Button, please. Let's go. Thank you, Jack. Jack DeMaio from Whatnot in the audience. Unknown 869. Nice. And that's some good content, good questions. All right, Unknown 869, whoever you are in this very I like this, keeping yourself completely unrevealed. You're gonna have to reveal yourself. Send us your address to info@piranhadm.com. And we're going to get you a packet with Comics the Magazine, our trading cards. Someday we'll get an infographic of that, of the Comics Magazine zines. That's coming. I'm making that happen. Not for you on Unknown 869. You have to keep watching. Awesome. All right. You are a comic outcast. Adam has plans.
True.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it. Okay.
Listen, I'm throwing myself on screen because I have that power. just to embarrass this guy.
Happening.
Yes, no, it's true though. Like all of us have been cast off by somewhere else, and we've all come back around because Prana's out here trying to save comics, and we all know where to follow the leader here. So shout out to 100,000 copies, guys. I'm proud of everybody.
Thank you, buddy, and I appreciate your name. I really do. I do appreciate all the work that you've done for us on this show, and for what you do for shops every week. So, all right, let's do this, shall we? You right there, you in the comment section, I've just been lurking this whole time. You who loves comics, you show up at the comic shop, you work there, right? You go to work every day in the comic shop, you ring people up, you listen to the same stories every single week, and you smile because you are the bartender. You who is unpacking comics because it's Tuesday, and we know you're putting it on during your shift where you put the things away. Thank you. You who is making comics, right? And you've been at this for so long, and you don't know if it's going to break. You don't know if you're ever going to get a real gig. You don't know if your next job is at the grocery store. And maybe even if it is, like, thank you for showing up and putting your pen to the drawing. If you are a publisher and you are just so excited to figure this part out, this puzzle, and you keep showing up and you go to cons and you pitch it and you sell it and you put your own money time after time after time again into getting things printed and then doing banners and then pitching the same book. Maybe you didn't even write it. Maybe you didn't draw it, but you believed in it, and you pitch it 1,000 times until you know that pitch better than anybody in the world. Thank you. In fact, any single one of you, even if you're working a corporate job where you think you're going to get laid off at any moment now, but you still do it because you love comics, thank you. You know why? Because this week, every single one of you saved comics. Namaste, y'all.